Alrighty, there's Hugsy right there. It's just outside in the tent. Inside of the tent, it's sprinkling a little bit. She's all wet. 41 degrees here. And it's not too bad. We got the heater. And everything's going pretty good. There were some robins and a cardinal just kept running back and forth at the front of the tent there, which is the view isn't very big. Quite amazing how many birds I saw just coming out of there. But I was walking back from the hotel, transferring all my stuff to come back to camp, and I was greeted by a woman going on an on-ramp, and she just about had the person in front behind her smack into her just so she could pull over to give me 2 beautiful care packages. They're here somewhere. Let's see what we got here. Here's what one of them looks like. I got toothpaste, $5. Some of these disposable washcloths, toothpaste, and all kinds of stuff. There are crackers, and this yummy little box of tuna, a little cute little spoon. And, absolutely delightful. Very nice gesture. She laid 2 packages down. I happen to have Hugsy right here in the sleeping bag, so I was carrying her in a bag. And you got to go across to I-55. You actually have to cross over an interstate on an overpass just to get back there, which is fine. And she pulled over, gave me those 2 packages. Both of them contained $5 each, on top of all the food and accessories. So just saying, there are lovely people out there that are, willing to give people stuff. Let's put it that way. And so we're hanging out in the tent, 41 degrees. And we got some cold weather coming up for the next week. Single digits for lows, which is midway. If you're looking at America, it's about in the middle. And, so it's not cold, it's not hot, but we're supposed to get some pretty cold weather. And got the propane and a good sleeping bag and plenty of blankets, huge comforters. So we're going to gut this out. And basically I came out here for a spiritual awakening, because everything in society that I see is absolutely ridiculous. And in so many ways, it proves without a shadow of a doubt that we're programmed to think a certain way, that people need to understand that it's not a concept, that it's an actual fact. And that's why I'm out here, because, there's a good thing about having a job, and it builds work ethic, and it builds your heart up, it builds character. So anybody could say that having a job is bad. It doesn't know what they're talking about, because it can always be a good thing. But being a truck driver for on and off for 30 years, I've had all kinds of different truck driver jobs. And one of them was hauling dairy waste. And we hauled this shit 15 hours a day. And sometimes, the standard day was 15 and a half hours. So you got an hour commute, that's 16 and a half hours. You do that for about freaking 7 or 8 days in a row. It gets rough, but I'm just saying, the truck driving industry in general is puts quite a bit of stress on truck drivers. And if I explained to you in detail what that was about, I could be sitting here for hours actually talking about it and the things that I've seen. But it's the whole process of going out and getting a job. It's got a double-edged sword to it, because society thinks you should be out there working 8 hours. Society thinks you should be drinking 6 to 8 glasses of, fluoride neurotoxin water, the city water, which is shit. It advertises in romances Coke and beer, and these are 2 fucking poisons. And I could prove that easily. Okay, but I don't want to get into, this whole negative downspin about this. What I'm saying is, this what is life thing is absolutely more complex than most people ever even imagined. And if you stick with me long enough, there's a lot of people on YouTube that have explained these things in detail. But I could take you down a personal road of my own, and I could give you, like everything that I've done. I've been to prison, and that was one of the best things that ever happened for me. It takes you about 15 years for you to really realize, what a blessing that was, because I could talk about that in quite detail. All the people that I met, hacky circles that I had. It was just, I mean, I swear to God, half the time I was in prison, I was having a fucking blast. But anyways, so, you want to get away from society. You want to be able to figure out things on your own. And you have to see what is promoted. And, if you watch the news, they lie about everything. I mean, I don't understand, how somebody could say the Hamas are killing the Jews. But, anybody that knows anything knows that, there's certain people that have a lot of money. So what? But don't lie about who's doing what. And that's what the news does. Okay, it lies about shit. And, the government that promotes coke, and neurotoxins, city water, and processed sugar, which is the biggest contributor to diseases and overweight and heart attacks. It's literally white fucking poison, just like enriched white flour. You should never be putting a preservative into your body. In fact, we're not even supposed to be eating fucking meat, let alone shit like Burger King, which tastes fabulous if it's made right. But you're eating absolute garbage, and you're sacrificing your longevity through instant gratification of the taste buds. Well, this freaking government is literally promoting that shit. Like, hey, let's promote Coke, let's promote shitty cereal, let's promote, the biggest meal of the day is breakfast. Well, how can that be when you've just been laying there for 8 frickin' hours? Can't be the biggest meal of the day, liar. It's not. In fact, it's the smallest meal of the day. You're not even supposed to eat for at least an hour. Like Denzel says, drink some alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? It's the perfect thing. Let your body wake up and then eat something light. Fruits and vegetables are what we're supposed to be eating. It'll make us think exponentially faster and quicker. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm here in the tent, and occasionally I'll walk to the grocery store about a mile and then over to a hardware store to pick up propane and then carry that back to camp. It's about a 2-mile walk. It's perfect. But, it's one of the things I realized in society. Okay, we got some snow here, and there was no fucking place to walk. And I mean no place to walk. Are you kidding me? This has all been designed for cars. Nothing more. You see people walking around, and it's fine. You get to walk. If there's no sidewalks, so be it. But when you see it's just designed for cars, you just shake your head and you're like, all right, just start walking. It's just harder when there's a lot of snow. So I start walking right in the middle of the street in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. Screw it. People better be cognizant, because I ain't worried about it. But I appreciate you listening. And we got a little bit of rain coming down right now, but it's going to get cold here for the next 5 days. But you get it zipped up, you get that propane going. It's not too bad. You can cook and warm the tent at the same time. 5 minutes. You put that soup in a saucepan. 5 minutes later, you're eating. It's not too bad. Just got to get conditioned for the cold. This takes a bit. It makes you appreciate everything in life. And, at some point, you can ascend in the way you think, and you can expand your consciousness, and you're able to understand things a lot faster. And at some point, it'll be figured out. I appreciate it. Enjoy.